And welcome to this new video from helituning.com. We're looking at the MicroHeli Vortex 200 Pro kit, and what I'm going to do is give you a kit overview, show you what you get with the Vortex 200 Pro. Open up the box, have a very comprehensive manual included with the kit. You can see we've got our usual kind of engineering diagrams, radio setup information, all the various build information for building up the helicopter. And this is quite a hefty manual for a very small 250 class model. How to set up your pitch ranges, and then various much larger engineering diagrams at the rear, and a spare parts list with part numbers. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these boxes and just kind of pull out the main features of the kit. What we'll find when we go into these boxes is that this kit actually comes fairly much built. There are a number of components within here, and those components are split into sort of big chunks, and building up the kit is a case of just bolting together those already pre-assembled larger chunks. As usual, you need to take the precaution of disassembling what has already been assembled and making sure that Loctite has been applied, but the brain work involved in working out how it all goes together, trying to look at the engineering diagrams and understand how the kit is put together, that's taken care of for you, as it's already mostly done. Okay, so the first thing I've done here is I've just opened up the very long box, and within that, as we can see here, you've got an already made up boom with the gears on either side, and in the other bag you've got your boom supports, tower push rod, flybar paddles and a set of blades. In the largest box you have this assembly, which is effectively your main frames already all built, as you can see, and they're attached to the canopy. So we can pop this off. And a little bit of effort, I'll do it off camera. Okay, here we have our main frames. As you can see, they're all carbon and metal. There's a fair amount of usage of crosshead or Phillips head screws on the kit. Very few Allen keys or Allen headed bolts in this kit. It's all Phillips or crosshead screws. But as you can see, it's a pretty stiff set of frames. You've got 3 bearing blocks, which is unusual for a 250 class machine. Not normally needed on such a small machine. Okay, so let's move on to the next box. Okay, and in the last box we've got really some kit components: undercarriage, the main rotor head, which I'll come back to, motor, blade caddy, Allen keys, ball links and that kind of stuff, main gear, and then we've got our fins, tail blades and some various bits and pieces for finishing off the tower rotor and push rod for the rear. Okay, so I've just jumped back to our rotor head just to show you the rotor head. As you can see, this is an all aluminium construction rotor head. It comes pretty much pre-assembled. So it's got it to move a little bit. It's fairly stiff as it comes in the kit. Probably needs a little bit of oil to loosen it up a little bit, but as you can see, all of the various links that are already on here, it's all completely built up. Obviously again we've got to disassemble it and make sure that the Loctite is all in the right places, but aside from that, very little head scratching to do to work out how to put this together. Okay, and the last thing I've just pulled out here to show you is the pre-built tail boom with the tail rotor on one end and the torque tube gearbox the other end. I'm just going to get a bit of a tighter angle on this. Possibly a little bit too tight. There we go. Okay, so what you can see here is we've got our bevel gears for our tail drive, all aluminium construction, and you can see that the tail pitch slider is actually supported top and bottom, so it's not your typical cup and ball drive, it's actually a fully supported tail pitch slider, and it moves very freely indeed. This is very easy to move to control the tail. Also, one thing to note here is that when you install the tail blades onto this, you effectively introduce Chinese weighting because of the way the blades are bolted into the grips. So it has like a Chinese weighted grip system on it as well. At the other end here we've got our takeoff gear, which is an aluminium gear. CNC aluminium gear off of the main gear to drive our torque tube. Okay, so that's pretty much everything I wanted to show you. I think the last thing I just pull out here is the supplied motor. This is the only extra that you get with the kit. You don't get the speed controller or anything like that. You just get this motor. Let's move that out of the way. Okay, so there we go. There's our motor, and on the machine that I'm already using, this is a pretty powerful motor. It's, let's see, 3800 kV, so it spins pretty quickly, and I've certainly no complaints of the power that this produces in my already operational machine. Okay, and the last thing, pre-painted canopy. Obviously very nice paint job on this. It certainly sets off the model.